outside of the DC and Marvel universes, there are lots of other things that we can still be excited about. For me, the number one is definitely the return of Game of Thrones. Although we will be getting a shortened season this year, I'm still really looking forward to the development. I think we are going to see a war with the White Walkers, which would be cool because I feel like we've been building up to that since forever. And
the White Walker road has been very, very long for Game of Thrones. The one thing that I'm anticipating to happen is just dragons versus White Walkers. I think that'll be the most awesome conclusion. Or at least the first half.
Do you think we'll get that battle in this season?
It's hard to say, but I mean, there's only 2 seasons left, so if they do it at all, it's going to happen, this season or the next one. But and just see what
ice versus fire.
Yeah. Exactly. A Song of Fire and Ice. That's the whole show. Right. We're also looking forward to Stranger Things season 2, and that is looking like it's going to be maybe even more colossal than the first one was. We're going to get a little bit more taste into the Upside Down, probably.
Hopefully.
I wouldn't see them just throwing that away. But they might introduce something else that's pretty science fiction-y in the show too. It might not just be just like a one-note type of show that maybe people are expecting. I'm hoping that the creators have a little bit more tricks up their sleeve.
So then also Kingsman, the Golden Circle.
Kingsman 2. If you saw the first Kingsman, then you realized how cool of a movie it was. It was basically this small spy movie that started off based on a comic book by Mark Millar, and didn't really have a lot of buzz going into it. But once it came out, it was like one of the biggest early movie releases of 2015. The violence is off the wall. It's incredibly well directed. Just a really great story. This new one has some of the same characters from the first one, but the first one took place in the United Kingdom, so this one is coming stateside, and it's introducing the American version of the Kingsmen, which are supposed to be the statesmen, and Channing Tatum is supposed to be involved with it. So it's a lot of things to look forward to in that movie.
So besides all TV shows, and obviously we mentioned the San Diego Comic-Con, we wanted to broaden our scope a little bit and talk about video games. There's Injustice 2. The first one was Injustice: Gods Among Us. I think it came out in like June of 2013. It's a DC in the DC Universe video game, and it was awesome. I played it I think it came out in June. I think I played it till November, day in, day out. It was just a great game to play.
Great game. The first Injustice was, pretty much DC's Mortal Kombat, just with DC characters. A game that, so many people have been wanting, and it gave us, characters like from The Flash to, Harley Quinn, and then, you had the DLC characters that, nobody was expecting. Like Scorpion was one of the last characters that they released in there. And this one has supposedly like twice as many characters in there. So.
Oh, that's awesome.
And another movie we're looking forward to
There's 2 movies coming out with hairy beasts. One of which is Kong, Skull Island, and then the other will be War of the Planet of the Apes.
We're going to see, which side is going to win, the humans
who gets the planet.
Exactly.
And then also Kong, Skull Island.
It takes place in the same universe as Godzilla, but it's supposed to be in like Vietnam War era. And it's with the, King Kong, so it's not we're not going back to the reboot days where we're going to see Kong in like the 1920s.
Right.
And it's this big hoot, but it's supposed to be the same universe leading up to Godzilla versus King Kong, and it looks a little bit like a comedy.
Yeah,
John C. Reilly's in it, and he's just hilarious. And no matter what he does, John C. Reilly's just a great comedian and hilarious actor. So I mean, there's going to be some good comedy in there besides being a great action, scary type film.
We have one more movie to talk about, but before we talk about that movie, we're going to talk about the release of the Major Lazer album, because we're talking about all music. Pop culture. Yeah, not just
movies and TV shows.
Just things to anticipate. Major Lazer has a great track record. I think we're all Major Lazer fans here.
Yes, sir.
They've had hit after hit, and then album after album has just been pretty much golden. They haven't had a misstep, and I think this one is, just going to be either just as good or, even better than the rest.
Yeah, and they are very stylistic, so I think they'll probably follow their same general music style, but they always throw in new and exciting different sounds that everyone can appreciate. So I'm excited to hear what they have to come out with next.
And is there anything we missed, like a big movie coming out in December? Oh, Star Wars Episode 8, of course! So I am a huge Star Wars fan, as all of us are.
We
here.
are all huge Star Wars fans.
Everybody in this universe should be a huge Star Wars fan. If you're not, and go watch all of them right now.
Do yourself some good.
In movie release order.
Yeah, a year ago that came out, we had Star Wars Episode 7. This is the continuation of that. We just had Rogue One come out, but that was technically more of Episode 3.5. It was not a continuation. That was before A New Hope. But yeah.
So, something that is making Episode 8 extremely near and dear to all Star Wars fans' hearts is the fact that it'll be the last movie we see with our dearly beloved Carrie Fisher. As everyone probably knows, she just passed away at the end of 2016. So this is the last movie that she was able to complete, that she will not be CGI or something else. So to me, that makes it all the more special because it's unreleased footage, a different Carrie Fisher than we've seen before. Obviously the same character, but more than we've seen. I really, really hope Episode 8 reveals Rey's lineage.
I think it will.
Yeah.
You can't go a whole movie and not do that at this point.
I agree, but I don't want to be wrong.
So what's everybody's predictions on that? We'll start with Torian.
R.I.P. Carrie Fisher. She was supposed to be in Episode 9, and there was supposed to be a scene where she reconnects with Kylo Ren, her son, and everything. So I'm interested to see if they make maybe some edits to this new movie that's coming out and do something different than they originally planned. I'm hoping that Rey's, her parentage, or whoever she's related to, I'm thinking it's going to be Obi-Wan. Maybe not a direct descendant of Obi-Wan, but somebody in relation to that family.
Grandchild, niece.
Right. Yeah. She does have a connection to Anakin's lightsaber, so there's something going on there.
But Obi-Wan, you also hear his voice when she touches the lightsaber, so there is some connection to Obi-Wan.
Both those things, the lightsaber and Obi-Wan, could just be because she's so strong with the Force. Yeah. But I agree with him. I think she'll be related to Obi-Wan, but my hope is that she's somehow a descendant of Palpatine, because to me that brings the Force and the movies full circle. Yeah. So how Kylo turned bad and he's from, the light side of Leia and Han, whereas Rey would be the strong protagonist and she would have come from darkness. So I think that would be a really cool
balancing factor.
Yeah, and I'm also interested to see how the First Order strikes back, if you will.
Yeah.
My prediction, it's going to be way simpler than theirs. It's Luke's daughter. That's my prediction, and that's not going to be the big thing of Episode 8. She's going to be Luke's daughter. I'm guessing we find that out. I mean, obviously, I think it's going to pick up exactly where Episode 7 left off, them
handing off the lightsaber.
Yeah, handing off the lightsaber, and I think you'll find out the first 10-15 minutes that it's Luke's daughter, and then there's going to be a much bigger twist in the film that none of us see coming. Just like when Episode 5 came out back in the day, when it was Empire Strikes Back, there was the big twist. Nobody expected Darth Vader to be Luke's father at all, so I think there's going to be a bigger twist then. There will be a parent revealing, obviously, Rey's parents, but I don't think that's the big twist of the movie.
So, as we have noted, there are many more than 17 things to look forward to in 2017, but we talked about our top 17 to look forward to.
And I would just like to thank my friend Torian for coming on to our show this week.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, added some great insight and knows some stuff that we didn't, so added a lot of different information for this episode.
See you next time.